When we were younger, oftentimes in life, we expected good things to happen, and oftentimes they did. As we get older, we lose that feeling of expecting things to be good because oftentimes when we expect things, we get disappointed. So, this video is about closing the gap between yourself and what you want in life. This really is the law of attraction being explained to you from a different perspective, if anything. I want you to try and close that gap between yourself and the things that you desire in your life by becoming a match for the things that you desire in your life, a vibrational match for the things that you want. So, in other words, becoming centered, becoming calm, becoming a feeling of wholeness, and losing the sense of separation from. Everything in this life is connected, including the things that you desire in your life. You are connected to them. You have already requested those things. The only problem is you often stand in the way of them. We all do this because we are used to the physical world and controlling things. When we have this massive part of ourselves, the spiritual, universal part of ourselves, the greater part of ourselves, which is the power, which is who we are, that brings about all the things that we desire in our lives, as long as we don't interfere with it. Our physical selves can only control physical things. It can't control the weather. It can't control the way things come about always. Because we always tend to get what we want, but we cannot control the way those things come to us. They will come to us when we have the least amount of resistance towards them. And because of this time gap between things, between what we want and what we get, we think, oh, but I need the money. Oh, but I need to do this. Oh, but I need to do that in order to have that. That's what stops. That's what slows down the process of us receiving. We've got to put ourselves often into the receiving mode, which readies us, which closes the gap between ourselves and the things that we want. If you are somebody that's able to develop a sense of positive expectation in your life, which really is just optimism, then go for it. But most of us have that mindset of, oh, if I expect things, then I am disappointed. But what you can do is you can anticipate that things are going to go well for you. This way you ready yourself for the good that is going to come into your life, because you've still got to be ready for it. You can't get or receive your soulmate in life if you're not ready for that person, if you don't love yourself enough to feel like you deserve it, because then it might just pass you by. There will always be another opportunity, but you've got to learn to find your zen in a way, to be centered and have that gap between your physical and your spiritual body narrowed so that you are at one, so that you don't feel a sense of loneliness, because the universe is going to give you what you're requesting. And when you feel loneliness, the universe answers that prayer. Closing the gap is about bringing the two parts of yourself together so that you realize you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. And this is simply the law of the universe, the law of energy in action. Once you realize this, you are able to close the gap between yourself and the things that you desire. You can practice meditation to close that gap. You can practice positive anticipation to close that gap. General optimism towards life to close that gap. Being in the moment more often. Doing things that raise your frequency. In other words, raise the way you feel. This is how you develop yourself into quicker manifestation in your life, by closing the gap between yourself and this illusion of separation from yourself, really. When you do this, you start being healthier, you start feeling better, and you start attracting those things that you desire in your life because you are open to receive. Check how you feel. How open are you to receive all the good things that you want in your life? And close that gap by starting to cultivate a sense, a state of being, of positive anticipation in your life. I'm the Inspirer, the one and only dynamic connection therapist. Do sessions with me online and in person. Always do your best in life to remain connected. This is naturally who you are. Sometimes you either just got to step out of the way or close that gap that holds you apart from all the things that you desire in your life that are naturally given to you. And always, always, always keep the love alive.